Thank you again for coming to this video. Today's video I'm really excited to talk about because I'm going to talk about some millionaire business concepts, and I'm going to talk about how to master the basics. We're going to talk about three specific areas. First one's going to be about leverage, the second is about thinking laterally, and the third is about focused. Let me talk a little bit about what it means to master the basics. I think of Michael Jordan in basketball. He was one of the best basketball players, if not the best, to ever step foot on a basketball court. And Michael, yes, he could dunk and he could do these amazing things on the court, but the reason he was so good is he became a master at the basics of basketball. And those are three things: dribbling, passing, and shooting. And he would practice those day in and day out, free throws, tens of thousands of free throws, became a master at the things that you needed to do to become a professional. But he did them so well that he was able to do all those things you saw him do on the court like it was not even happening to him. He was just naturally doing it. But the reason is he mastered the basics. So when I saw that concept, I applied that in my life. When I started to learn about online marketing and advertising and traffic and websites, there's a lot that you can learn. Like, I know for me, I was overwhelmed. I was trying to learn how to do this and that, and it's just overwhelming. So what I decided to do was to focus on Google AdWords back in the early 2000s, and I decided to become a master, a professional at Google AdWords. I learned and I mastered the basics on how to actually drive traffic with Google and convert that traffic into cash and dollars. And I drove millions of visitors to my website. I literally plugged in and was able to take terms, for example, like a divorce lawyer in Duluth, Georgia. And I might be number one on Google on that. I might be number 2, 3, 4, and 5. In other words, I would dominate the page. I wasn't just going to be number one. I was going to be number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I wanted to see that whole page be me because I look at the internet like real estate. In other words, if I find a keyword, if I find some website that seems to make me money, I want to own as much of that website as I can, because the more traffic I get that I drive to my websites from that area of traffic, the more money I'll make. So that's a key thing that I look about when I look at the internet. It's real estate. So I mastered the real estate of Google, and I was able to drive massive amounts of traffic to my websites and convert that into high dollars and high cash. So let's talk about these three millionaire concepts that I really want you to spend time and master. I think it's going to make a major difference in your business, in your life, and an impact on everything you do. The first thing I want to talk about was leverage. This is an important concept to get. Learning how to leverage yourself through others and through other mediums like advertising and websites. When I first started in a business by myself back in 2000 or so, I was selling legal services, and I had learned how to leverage myself through advertising, like I was sharing with you on Google, and through websites, and actually making a lot of money doing that, but I was all limited to what I could actually get done in a day. So I learned a concept to actually start leveraging myself through other people, and that's when my income literally exploded because I knew I didn't have a shortage of advertising. I could scale what I was doing on Google tremendously. I knew I could always build more websites, not me personally, but have people build them for me. So I learned to plug in and leverage myself. And with me now, most weeks I'll work maybe 20 hours a week. I take 8 to 12 weeks at least of vacation a year, and I'm able to do that because I'm able to leverage myself through other people. And a lot of those people do a much better job than I've ever done in a lot of the areas that I do now. And that's where a lot of freedom comes for them, because they're working where they work best. And I get to also leverage myself and get maximum results for as minimal time as I can investing in my businesses. So the second concept that we're going to talk about is thinking laterally. And basically what I mean by this is whenever you're looking at any advertising, whether you're on Facebook and you see an ad, whether you're on a website and you see a banner ad, or you see a commercial, or you drive up to McDonald's, for example, always look at what they're doing and look at how can I apply that to my business. I've done this in many different industries, but McDonald's, for example, there's a concept I learned there. When you drive up and you buy something, what's the first thing they're going to ask you? Do you want fries with that? Or do you want to supersize that? And what they've done is 30 to 40% of those people I read actually buy whatever they're offering you to buy. And guess what? I took that concept, I applied it to one of our companies, leadstore.com, and when people go through and they buy leads or software or different things from us, we now offer other things. So after they've actually made a purchase, we say, hey, would you like fries with that? Well, not really fries, but we offer something. And what we found is about 30 to 40% of the people that we offer that to will take that. And that might mean an additional $50 to $100 in our pocket every time we have a new client coming in our business, which can translate to tens of thousands of dollars every month. The third concept we want to talk about today is the power of focus. And this is where I see most employees, employers, most small business owners, whatever it is, this is where I see most people blow it. Because even the best, highest CEOs I've read are only productive for 2 to 3 hours a day. So if they're that productive and they're getting paid that much money, what chance do you and I stand? Well, that's why you have to master this focus area. And when I learned to master this, it revolutionized my life. And I learned a concept, it was actually a story by Charles Schwab, a famous, very wealthy man from the early 1900s. And he hired Ivy Lee to come into his office. And he met with his executives and said, okay, what can we do to increase the production of our companies? Well, Ivy Lee gave him one idea and said, you don't have to pay me now, send me a check, let me know what it's worth. Well, a few months later, he got a check for $25,000. Well, during the Great Depression, that's probably millions of dollars with inflation and everything now. So it's a very important concept. So when I heard this story, I took it and I ran with it. Well, the concept he shared was simple. He told the executive team to simply write down the top 6 things you're going to do the next day that you come into the office. What are the top 6 things that need to get done? And then when you come in the next day, and I do this with our team, I do this with myself every day, is we come into the offices and we're very focused on exactly what the top activities are. We don't get lost in email or Facebook or something like that. We're focused on what's going to create the best result in the most effective way as soon as we start our day. So there's no coming in and guessing what might happen today. When we come into the office, just like Charles Schwab did, we know what's going to happen in the office. So I would recommend you do that in your business. Make a top 6 list, and a key to this is don't ever go on to number 2 until number 1's done. So if number 1 you've already determined is the most effective or most effective thing you could be doing with your day, make sure you do that before you ever go on to number 2, and then you have to make sure 1 and 2 are done before you go on to 3 and so on. That's so critical and key. So those are the 3 millionaire concepts, business concepts that you really want to focus and master that can help take your business to the next level. In the next video, I'm going to go over 3 millionaire marketing concepts that I've used to create massive results in the marketplace, to create millions and millions of dollars, and to really explode every business we've been a part of. I'll look forward to sharing that with you on the next video.